at Discover Abidjan 2015. So you are a filmmaker, producer?
Yes, my name is Chodota. I'm the executive producer and creator of the Rush television series.
Okay. So what motivated you to go into that industry initially?
Well, first of all, my background is documentary filmmaking. And there came a point where the kind of stories that I wanted to tell in the documentaries that I worked in, which are very much focused on women and empowerment of women, was becoming quite difficult to find funding and also to be able to come and make them for African market. So I realized in Africa, first of all, documentary filmmaking is not very popular, and documentaries are not very popular. And my main audience was definitely to be African women. So I decided to create a television show that has the same stories that I wanted to tell in my documentaries, that will entertain, enlighten, and educate, and yet same time they can enjoy seeing their own lives on TV. So the drama series came out in that way.
Okay. Were there any challenges when you started in that business, maybe also as a woman? Were there any issues around?
Well, the main challenges for me at the beginning was finding the finance to create this kind of series, because I was very aware in terms of I wanted a very high quality show that was going to be very much different from what people are used to seeing. And the other reason is because I was used to watching TV and I could not see this kind of content. And for me, audience is a very intelligent person, and I believe you treat them this way. So my main first starting point was to find the money. And I did my investigation because I had never done a television series before. And I realized, wait a minute, this budgets they usually use to make it is not going to cover to what I want to make. So I approached a bunch of investors and I told them my idea, and they liked the idea because first of all it was hitting two things at the same time. First was stories to empower women. Secondly was to change the way content is consumed in a quality way. So, and the fact that we're going through this digital change, they had a vision similar to me saying that this could be a way forward. So I finally found them, pitched, and we wrote the scripts and started shooting.
How many films have you produced so far?
We have now 26 episodes of Rush, season 1 and 2, and now we're currently going to season 3 and 4.
Okay. And before Rush,
before Rush, as I said, Rush is my first television show. First television show.
And documentaries?
And documentaries, again, I worked in, as I said, women empowering stories. So I was more or less commissioned I directed and produced a show about gender mainstreaming, mostly working with NGOs, also other filmmakers, but mostly NGOs-based subjects about women.
So can you tell us about the story around Rush?
Right, okay, so as I said, Rush was meant to be a vehicle to tell different stories of African women. I must say I've watched a lot of shows like Sex and the Cities, Scandal, different reality shows that inspired me to be able to bring a glamorous story about the new modern African woman. So Rush is about 4 friends. One of them who's running a magazine that's the name of the magazine, Rush. So why we use the magazine is because every month, a lot of women would buy all these glossy magazines. You have the Cosmopolitan, you have the Vogue, you have the, True Love in Kenya and South Africa. I don't know if it's here. But every month there's stories inspiring. Every month we look for different angles. So Rush is this magazine run by Pendo, who's the lead character. And she's covering all these challenging stories of women, which involve her friends, because it's relationships, it's the society, it's the whole way we deal with different issues. So the magazine was the vehicle of all these stories, while she would herself, also as an entrepreneur, how she's struggling with keeping that magazine running.
Where is Rush filmed?
Rush is filmed in Nairobi, Kenya.
Okay, in the center of Nairobi,
different locations in Nairobi, yes.
Okay. Yes. What's the favorite location, you can say?
Well, not really, because we actually filmed the season 1 in a house. We rented a house and transformed it. The other thing is I'm very passionate about is set decorating. It's something that I really love to have details. So within this one house, we could transform into a restaurant, we could transform it into an office, we could transform it into the Rush office. Or to, yes, turn into a studio. Yeah. And that was an easier way to manage the whole production.
Who have you sold the Rush to
so far? To my knowledge, up to date, it's only gone to DSTV. And to my second knowledge now, it's also going to be to air RTI1, I believe, from RTI, yeah, Côte d'Ivoire, from I think 7th of July.
Okay. And do you have a distributor?
My distributor is Côte West.
Okay. Do you also target channels outside of the continent?
Absolutely, because from the very beginning, I mean, I think we did our homework pretty tight. So distribution had to come first on board, and with that we had to discuss where you're going to sell the show. Yep. To my projections up to date is the fact that it should be able to travel beyond Africa, and that was this storyline is a travel story. So it should be able to be translated to also be, been able to be sold other places.
Yeah. Do you have any plans to film outside of Kenya?
Absolutely, because I think even if we say that a story has to travel, it should be nice one day Pendo goes for a business trip to Côte d'Ivoire, and interacts with that whole angle. And we find actors here who will be in the series, or we're in South Africa. So we are really exchanging as we travel, and this show allows that kind of storyline.
Yeah, that would be, what are your future projects?
At this moment, I'm also concentrating on lifestyle shows. Which means we're going into lifestyle in different angles, because I think there's a niche in the market for it. When I talk about lifestyle shows, I'm talking about cooking shows, I'm talking about decorations, beauty, dating, they're endless. And I feel we're so used to watching international shows like this, but we're not able to produce our own. This is the niche I want to concentrate, apart from drama, lifestyle as well.
So who's your main distributor is Côte West?
My distributor is Côte West.
Okay. What about VOD? What's your feeling about VOD?
I think it's definitely the way to go. It's the future, because it's creating a larger platform for us to be able to distribute our content. Sure. So it's an important time for VOD, and I think that's something that I definitely would want to get more and more involved in.
Have you posted stuff on YouTube?
Absolutely. Actually, the first time we did the pilot of Rush, and we put it on YouTube. And I really believe in the power of social media and demand, and especially now, everything is evolving around that. So we got so much response from the actual pilot that the broadcasters started approaching me.
Very interesting. Okay. Do you remember roughly the traffic you got initially?
Well, we shot this pilot about 2 years ago, so we're talking about, we got close. It's not such a huge number as it's breaking the error, but 20,000 likes and comments.
Today?
Today? No. The pilot? No, but we have a Rush page.
Okay.
So we have a Rush Facebook page, we have a Rush Twitter page, we have so we're pretty much, yes, Instagram, name it.
What's your last question? What's your feeling about Discop Abidjan?
Well, it's my first time in Ivory Coast, and I believe this is the first Discop here. It's been a very interesting marketplace for me, for Rush, especially because I can see, my distributor has been pretty much putting it out there. At the same time, yes, it's there. But also the response, every time I go to the Côte West desk, all the Rush flyers are gone, 3 days in a row, and at about 12 o'clock. So I think also being given the platform to talk about production, I did a workshop. I've had a really good feedback from the West African market because of Discop Abidjan. So I do think it's an important platform if we want to exchange and travel with our stories.
And what's your feeling of Abidjan?
Abidjan has been really pleasant. I love the food. Our hosts have been absolutely fantastic. They've been showing us around. I'm actually going for another tour this afternoon. No, I think it's a beautiful country. It's very, very calm. But I haven't seen so much of it apart from this. But yeah, nice people.
Lucy, thank you very much.
Thank you.